Okay, I fixed the camera so that it's facing me, even though you still can't see me. And I did remember there's something else I want to tell you on YouTube. So there's this guy, Tim, and I started talking to him on POF, and yeah, he was the only guy. Oh, I shouldn't say that because there's other people on POF who I like talking to, but he's like the one who, oh, I feel bad. Okay, let me just disclaimer. If I talk to you on POF, you might be one of the guys who I enjoy talking to, but Tim is the one who I am really interested in. No offense. I mean, Andrew's pretty awesome. But Tim, I don't know. Anyway, that's what this video is about. He's supposed to come with us, not with us, but to meet everyone on Friday. I talked to him for 2.5 hours about my childhood trauma and how it affects relationships, and also about God, and also about demonic covenants, and how basically deliverance, how I was delivered from a bunch of different things, how God convicted me of witchcraft. If you watch my videos, it's 2.5 hours of watching my videos about me talking about these kinds of things. You can find that on my channel. Yeah, so after that, I have this, if you watch my marriage proposal video, you would know, okay, these people are just oh my gosh, babe, I'm in love with you. Will you marry me? I want to have your babies. And I'm what? What? Huh? I don't understand. Anyway, so this guy, okay. Yo, seriously, if you ever talk to me on POF and you're watching this, please click off of this. I'm sorry if you're gonna have to listen to me talking about this. So this guy's him. Yo, who I'm talking to is supposed to come out on Friday and meet Jimmy, Jackie, Dan, Christine, and Robin. At first, I told him I will hang out with you and you have to meet at least 2 of my sisters. But honestly, because they're not saved and in the truth and have the proper understanding of what biblical marriage is and what love is and what relationships should look like and stuff like that, they have unhealthy ideas, which I am guilty of too. I just also am having my heart changed by the living God, so that makes a big difference in life and everything around me, the way I think, everything. It just changes everything. So that's why I was oh, actually you should just come to Hyde Park and you should meet all these people instead, because that's who's gonna be there. And not to sound rude or anything, but I have always had the mentality that if you know God, if you have a personal, true relationship with the living God who created the heavens and earth and sees and all that is in them, then your input about my life and my decisions is more valid than someone who doesn't know that because they lack the proper understanding that I would want from someone who's giving very important input into my life. Does that make sense? I have I have 3 aunties altogether. My Aunt Jen, which is my mom's sister, and my aunts Hannah and Maya, which are my dad's sisters. Hannah and Maya don't know God. My Aunt Jen does know God, and so I've always I put more weight on her opinion over my life than my other aunts who are not saved, because she has a different understanding. She knows some stuff that the Bible says. And my aunts don't live by that. So if you don't live by that, what kind of life are you living? If you don't have the fruit of the Spirit, why would I take your advice. Does that make sense? I feel like this is getting to be a ramble. But that's how I've always thought since I started growing in my relationship with God. Really, like, since that happened, I was like, okay, basically, you know, your opinion as far as my life, like, because I know that everyone in my family loves and cares about me dearly, but, you know, if you're coming from a background of God doesn't exist and you can do whatever you want to find happiness, I'm not going to listen to your advice about happiness when I know that mentality is completely wrong. You know what I mean? That, I think this makes sense. And maybe it doesn't, but I think it does. Let me know in the comments below if what I'm saying makes sense. Anyway, so that's why I told Tim, just come to Hyde Park and meet all these people, basically because I will weight their judgment or their input or their thoughts more heavily than other people around me who don't have understanding of healthy relationships or what true love is or God. People who don't know God can't give me the advice that I need about how to deeper my relationship with the Most High God. Okay, that does make sense. Anyway, there's some other things about Tim. So, back to the, like, whole proposal kind of part of, like, that. This is, like, he didn't ask me to marry him, okay? He didn't, like, be like, oh, I love you, I want to have your babies, like, any of that shit. Sorry, that's not necessarily shit, okay? Some people who have done that are, like, really genuine in their heart, and they just, I can't even get into that. Yo, I can't get into that right now. Anyway, he, like, keeps saying, like, I love you, and I'm like, what? Like, the first time he said that, I think I was like, what? Like, basically, when people say that, usually my first response is, what is love? Like, what do you mean? Like, can you rephrase that sentence? Because that doesn't make any sense. Because to me, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast. And it keeps no records of wrongs. So, other people think that love is a feeling. And I always say love is an action, right? Me and Anna had this debate. I think I made a video about this. Talking about love, too. So, yeah, I'm just like, when people say that, I'm like, what do you mean? Because we're, like, I want to be on the same page with someone, especially if they're going to try to be my husband or something like that. Right, because, anyway, I'm, like, going off in so many different directions. I'm sorry. There's, like, a lot of stuff to say about this guy. Anyway, I don't even know. This is just a mess. But it's not really a mess. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I just want him to come out here. I'm supposed to hang out with him on Friday. It seems like he might be rich. And I don't like that. Like, we were talking about that. And I basically was like, yeah, I don't like that. Like, that is off-putting to me. And he was like, well, what should I do? And I just looked through the Bible, and I was like, well, let's see what Scripture says. And then Jesus, talking to the rich man, said, go sell everything and give your money to the poor. Like, give everything to the poor. Like, give to the poor people. And so that's what I told him. And I don't know. I feel like people who are rich, who have a lot of things, lots of cars, houses, beachfront property, whatever, it's not necessarily bad. But, you know, what does Scripture say? Jesus told the rich man, sell everything you have and give it to the poor, and then come follow me. And so, probably, that's what you should do, right? Because that's what Jesus said. If you want to follow Jesus, I mean, maybe you don't. Maybe you want to follow, like, worship Mammon, right? I don't know. Anyway, no, actually. Actually, I kind of do know that one. Yeah, so I'm just like driving around thinking about all this stuff, and I had to make a video. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with Tim. He's like telling me he wants to be my friend. He like told me today, I want to come to your wedding. Okay, now that reminds me of Reggie, because I love Reggie. Oh, I can't believe I said his name. This is the gas station guy. If you watch that video, his name is Reggie. And it's funny because I actually messaged him today. In my proposal video, it ended with not Tim, but the last person before Tim who wanted to marry me. And we set a wedding date, and I invited Reggie to that wedding. Now, yeah, what is this video? I don't even know. This is just nuts. Oh, there's so much. So much. I messaged Reggie earlier today when I was at camp, and like, I don't want to like put him on blast. It's not even really putting him on blast. Like, does he even watch this video? Like, nobody, I don't think anyone's really gonna watch this. Like, what are they gonna say if they watch it anyway? Like, who cares? Him and his girlfriend, both of them, deleted all of each other's like pictures together off of each other's Facebooks, and they're in a relationship status change on Facebook. So I messaged him something like, I hope you're okay, and I wanted to encourage you, and you are amazing, and I love you because it's the love of God that he put in my heart for you and your children and your whole family and who aren't in your family. And you've had such a positive impact on my life, and you are a light that shines brightly in the world. And he was like, I don't even know what he said. He said something, and then he asked me like, are you keeping tabs on me? And I was like, yes, actually I do try to do that, but then sometimes God has to step in and be like, no, Faith, you need to stop, right? Like, literally, God does that. He'll make it very clear. Like, he even does stuff like, I remember one time I walked into a store, and I knew I wasn't supposed to. Like, God made it clear to me that I was not supposed to walk into the store on this day, and I didn't know why. I found out why, well, what I think is why, like 2 or 3 days later in the week, right? Because it was the same store I walked in every single morning to get my coffee. There was a guy behind the counter named Luke, who I call the Mustache Man. I don't know if that video is private or not, but it was on my channel at one point. The Mustache Man. Why do I call people these names? He had an amazing mustache. You do not even understand. I walked into the store and I saw this guy, and he had like the bicycle handlebar mustache, and I was like, oh, his mustache. I literally was like, I'm kind of a drama queen sometimes, but that's like what happened. It was like amazing, and he had like dreadlocks, he looked like a hippie, and he was like there making coffee, and I was like, hey, what's up? I come here and get my coffee every day, and your mustache is amazing. I went around town. This is when I had to walk to and from work, and I was always downtown because I worked in downtown and I worked in different buildings, so I had to walk through the town. And on my way through the town, I stopped at the coffee place, and when I saw his mustache, like after I was like, that happened and I met him, I literally walked around town, and I was like, you have to go to the store. There's a man who works there with an amazing mustache. I'm still so enthusiastic about this guy's mustache. I will never forget that. Like, if I have Alzheimer's or something, I will not forget that. Like, how can you forget that? He had the best mustache! You don't even understand. Anyway, so I was like, oh, freaking weirdo. If you can't tell already. Oh, okay, no, that's not the guy who works at the tax department. Just checking. I do love the people at the tax department. They can all be my friends. Okay, no, probably not. would just be way too time consuming. They can all be my coworkers when I go work at the tax department. Hey, what's up? Okay. Yeah. So, how did I get onto the mustache man? What is this video even about? It was supposed to be about Tim, actually, because I just wanted to like finish my little update thing, and tell you guys about Tim. As if this is a formal introduction. What is even happening? I don't know. Anyway, yes, so this guy, the mustache man, his name is Luke. And he actually went to Pennsylvania to go study birds. And he probably shaved his mustache, which is honestly kind of sad. And I have his address somewhere, but he probably doesn't live there anymore. I should write him a letter just to see if it, well, not to see if it gets returned to me, to see if he gets it. What if he wrote me back? Oh, I should write him a letter. That would be so awesome. And ask him about his mustache. Okay, so you can see how I love people, okay? I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know what I was talking about before this, but I feel like now I have to post this purely because of the mustache and how excited I am about his mustache. Like, if there was a mustache competition, okay, from the beginning of creation until the end of time, he would win for the best mustache. Not the best beard, okay? Probably like someone like Yeshua or like one of the guys from Duck Dynasty. They would probably win for the best beard, but I don't know, because a lot of people have really awesome beards, okay? So that one is a little bit far-fetched, but definitely he would win the mustache competition. I'm not even joking. I wish I could remember what I was talking about before this, other than Tim and him being like, oh, I love you, I want to be friends, I want to go to your wedding. That's what I was talking about, is the wedding thing. Okay, so I used to be that person. I am that person with Reggie because I love Reggie. Like, I will always love him unconditionally. No, I don't want to be with him. No, I don't. But I just, it's literally, if I ever had a God-ordained soul tie, which I don't know if this is a soul tie, then it would be this. This is like the closest thing in my life that I would call a God-ordained soul tie. My best friends, that was like a satanic soul tie. And all of my exes, what? No, that's not true. Okay, all but two of my exes are, oh snap, oh wow, okay, so yeah, I don't want to get into a conversation about Justin, but I think I might still love Justin. I don't know, that one's a little iffy. No, I don't think it is a little iffy. I would die for him. So, yeah, I guess I do love him. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Jesus made that pretty clear in his teachings. There is no greater love than this, that he would die for his friends. That's what love is. Death. Wow. Okay. Oh, I feel like this just took a dark turn. Anyway, so the thing about that, like your friendship, you love someone, you want to be friends with them, whatever, and then you're like, basically, I want to go to your wedding. I actually invited Reggie to my wedding, and so that's how I got on this topic, is because Tim said to me today that he would want to go to my wedding and that he loves me. And I'm like, huh? Like, what? I don't know, because I know how I am as a person, and I know that other people are not like me. At least I don't think anyone's like me. Anyway, I just don't understand it. I don't understand what it means or what the goal is. But because of what happened yesterday with me being like, okay, God, well, if you don't want me to get married and have kids, that's fine. I'll just do whatever you want. And you can change the desires of my heart. Like, God promises to give us the desires of our heart. And then when we surrender everything to Him, He changes the desires of our hearts to match His will. So that way, we get all the joy and enthusiasm and fulfillment and purpose from doing His will. Like, because He's perfect and He loves us. What's up? So, yeah, just thinking about all this stuff. Because that's what I do when I drive around at 11 o'clock at night. So, anyway, I think I'm done talking about Tim and Reggie and Luke and Justin, even though I didn't get into that really. And who else did I mention in this video? Oh, I mentioned Beth, but that's just because we went shopping together. Oh, I wish she had a YouTube channel. I would love to plug her channel right now. Every time I mention her, I'd just be like, subscribe to my sister. But she doesn't, unfortunately. She's not really a Christian anyway. She would make, like, honestly, she'd probably do really good makeup tutorials. I don't wear makeup or jewelry. Oh, yeah, I have a case of jewelry. Not jewelry, but jewelry making items just sitting in the back of my car because I was going to give it away. And then I'm like, I don't want to give it away. It's like a bunch of silver and copper and wire, like tons of expensive shit. I have like so much like semi-precious gemstones, like hundreds of dollars worth of pearls. I can't just give that away. And then I'm like, yeah, but I don't really want to keep making jewelry and try to sell it when I don't even wear it because it's an ornament and I'm not a Christmas tree. And if I was going to wear ornaments, I still wouldn't compare myself to a Christmas tree because I don't celebrate Christmas because it's not one of God's holy days. Okay, I definitely don't need to go on a Christmas rant right now, so I'm going to actually end this video and I'm going to go home and brush my teeth and take a shower and go to bed. And you know what? I might brush my hair too. And you know what else? My sister got me some food, so I might actually eat some food before I brush my teeth. I'm thinking about it. Anyway, that's all. Subscribe to my channel and let me know about all of the mustaches that have impacted your life in a magnificent way in the comments below. And yeah, definitely please do that. Like, I just feel like that would be like the best conversation ever. Okay, definitely not, but you know, in the top 1,000 of conversations that you could have. Definitely best mustaches. Need to know. And also your favorite gun. That's another great topic of discussion if you have one. Anyway, yeah, I really need to end this video. Okay, subscribe, bye.